Hello everyone and welcome to another draft of Murders at Karlov Manor. This is of course super easy first pick with the incinerator of the guilty, insane bomb mythic. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna really try to make the color red as one of my main colors. There are actually very decent cards here, including the Wisp Drinker, Vampire, the Dog Walker, and then another good common at the Granite Witness, the Cola Surprise. Well, I don't think this is like a first pickable card, but can be good in low curve decks, of course. Lost in the Maze is interesting card I want to try at some point, but there's no way you can ever pick anything else than the Incinerator if you are, in the business of trying to win as many games as possible and matches. Mystery Key is, I think, quite good because it's not that hard to get some suspected creature, some flyer, some trample, something to connect, and you have to only pay a total of 3 mana to draw 3 installments, and of course sometimes you have to equip it to some other creature, but I think this is a good card. Now, is that the card that I want to take over something like a push and pull? Because the pull is really good, and if you can cast the push, it's of course fantastic. I don't know. I kind of like the mystery key, but well, maybe I give it a. I mean, I have played with this card, maybe not in a recorded draft, but I know it's good. I'm gonna take it. I wasn't going to take a red card from that pack. All right, all right. Yeah, there are good options. I'm just trying to make this dragon in my final deck, so I have to be careful about picking some red cards in here. But I could take the Dog Walker. That said, I could take the Crime Stopper Sprite, because I did take the Mystery Key, and of course a flyer is good with the Mystery Key. Out Cold isn't bad, but I think I would take the Sprite over it. And the Clint Weaver and the Kroll Whipcracker are good cards, of course, and this is a fantastic card too. Yeah, I'll take the Sprite now that I took the Mystery Key. Otherwise, picking the key is kind of stupid if I don't, want to follow it up with some stuff. Oh, this doesn't look good for the incinerator. I'm not going to, force this as like a crazy person. I mean, I must have some good red cards to play this, and I don't really want to splash for a double caster card. If I have a lot of artifacts, I can make this thing work. I am not taking the Mask Maker, it's the only red card. I'm not taking that. You could take the Crocodile. You could take this, you could take the Presumed Dead, but it would be my first black card. This isn't the worst. I'm actually gonna try the Falcon. This doesn't mean I'm gonna play it, but it's at least the most interesting card in case, I will be having the kind of an artifact deck. Alright. I could take the Bystander, have a 2-drop, which I definitely need here, and try to make the Incinerator work. I could also take a Crime Stopper Sprite number 2 to make the Mystery Key even better, but I think I will try the Dragon, and this is not that good that I'm gonna take it here. I'll take the Bystander and we'll see how this is gonna shape up. Oh, that's a surprise. I actually got 2 good red cards in here, and also the Escape Tunnel and a Bubble Smuggler I could play, but I'm taking the Person of Interest, which I like the most. Huh, interesting. I thought Red Voice gonna be cut hard, but well, not from that pack at least. Setback, Criminologist. This is just 20 gems. I like the setback as interaction, but I don't consider this 5-drop bad either, but I guess you can get many 5-drops. I will take the interaction card now, and that's that. Alright, now I get a very nice 4-drop here. I'm definitely taking the Cracker over the setback number 2 or the Felonious Rage. Okay, red is you know, a little bit cut, but there's a possibility that because I didn't really pass good red myself too much, that I'm actually going to get some nice red cards in pack 2. Alright, Mistway Spy, another very good reason to have a mystery key in the deck, so I'm taking that. And I get this useless card here. It's only 20 gems, but I will take the Offender at Large now. It's a 5-drop such as this, but it also has the option to, you know, be a disguised creature on turn 3. And here I can take the only on-color card. I'm not playing this thing, but we'll see how the rest of the draft goes. There's still a chance this will end up in the deck. Okay, I got a second copy of Setback. I'm quite unlikely to actually play 2 of them, but it's still, nice to have the option. Here, the Forensic Gadgeteer. You have to cast an artifact spell for this thing to do much. Yes, this makes your clue sacking 1 mana cheaper, which is nice, but currently I have exactly 1 artifact spell. So I'm not taking it here, not from this pack where I also have a Galvanize. So let's pick this and move on. Etrata is really good, also worth considering a splash, but there's also Gadget Technician, which is really nice. It is a mythic rare, I could take it. Actually would be my first copy. So it also would help me in completing the set, of course. And I can get some mana fixing. This is... Wait a minute. Yeah. 1/4 Death Touch. Well, it's not that hard to block it, especially if I splash for this. This is not going to be a turn 3 play that often. So I think because there is a Gadget Technician, I'm going to take that. Maybe if there wasn't that, next best card would be like the Inspector or something like that. Maybe I would take the Mythic Rare there, but I'm taking the Technician here, and I'm taking a Galvanizer here. Like I said, pack 2 can give me some nice red cards, and I'm happy to follow up with that, because now it's basically clear that my deck will be blue-red and I can play the Incinerator. AKA a game winner if you can attack with it. Definitely having a nice amount of options. I think I have to take the 2-drop though. I have some 4-mana plays here. I mean, even if I cut both the setbacks, I have 3 4-mana cards I want to play, although this can be disguised. But yes, I will take the red herring here. That's another reason to maybe play the case in the final deck. But yeah, red herring now because I need a 2-drop. And here I guess the only card for my colors is this one. And I need a 2-drop, so I'll pick it. There's also 20 gems, but I think the 2-drop is more important than 20 gems now. And here I could take the out cold, maybe even the magnifying glass to accelerate the Incinerator, but I think I like the out cold more. It's just that I have so many 4s in here that am I supposed to just take this Hellion after all? It's tough. It's really tough, I think. Okay, I'll take the creature, but yeah, I guess I need creatures too. And here we see another 4-drop. Actually, 2 good options even. Do I have anything that cares about sacrificing artifacts? Because blue and red cards might have some synergies around that. The mystery key is good with the flyers, of course, but I have to take something. I think I'll still take the creature that gives me 2 creatures over the 2/3. Here I will just take the Torch the Witness over the Dead Use or something. Yep. Don't mind having some additional removal here. Case of the Filched Falcon. I don't know how many clue making cards I have. Alright, am I gonna take yet another Bubble Smuggler? Wait a minute, I have only 1. Didn't I pick a second copy? Maybe I'm mistaken. Well, I am, because I don't have 2 of them. Crocodile versus Candlestick. Oh, the Candlestick isn't the worst. I'm actually taking it now, because I have a couple of flyers here. And maybe I can play the Filched Falcon. Scapegoat over the Mask Maker any day. Although I might actually end up cutting this. There's an entire pack left. Another candlestick. Nope, no thanks. I'm taking this. Just if I actually want to have this kind of a card after boarding, but I think it's not very likely. There's another splashable card in Hide in Plain Sight. But I could... There's also a double gang, but I don't think this deck has easy time getting to 8 mana. If I would splash for a green card, it would be the Hide in Plain Sight. But I have so many 4s that I think I won't be doing that. I'll just play the Specialist, which I can use as a 2-drop, or it's a nice disguise creature if I have time to play it face down. Yeah, look at this mana curve. I actually just need a little bit early plays. This is a 3-drop. This is a 3-drop quite often. I'll take that Specialist there. Okay, there's a blue-red rare, but it's sadly quite useless one. Another pretty good splashable card, but I didn't take the other green card. If I took, I would take the Yarus here, but since I didn't, I think I'll just take the Krug, which actually have some food to sacrifice, so it is a 5-drop, but it is a good one in this deck. Alright, Sanitation Automaton over the Chases on. Probably because I just prefer the 2-drop here. It is an artifact also, which counts for if I want to play the Case of the Filched Falcon. Well, I think I'm going to take the Satchel. That makes the cornered Krug even better. And maybe is a reason to actually just run the Filched Falcon thing. The Bolrak Clan Basher is of course good as well. But I'm taking the Satchel now. And I'm taking the Satchel here too. Oh boy, I don't know what to do here in terms of all my 4 mana cards, but how can I not play this? Bystander. No, let's do the Satchels. I need to cut the expensive stuff in here. Not the Incinerator, but I don't want to have many more expensive cards after having 2 of these Satchels here. Alright. I do think the Detonation is good in this deck, but I could just play something cheap here too, like a Deduce, which would also help with the... But I don't think I'm gonna play a card draw spell here. I don't need it, so I'm going to play the Detonation here instead. Reenact the crime. I'm not convinced I'm going to play this, but I actually don't have just room for anything this expensive anymore. I'm taking this, it's 20 gems, and maybe I will sideboard it in some matchups. Reasonable doubt. I don't like this too much. I would take it for sideboard if I actually want to have this, but I'll take 20 gems over a suspect sideboard card. Here I have a removal spell. Chases on. Chases on gives me a clue, and I have some clues in there too, so I'm taking that here. I'm not playing anything here. I don't really need a card draw spell. I have so many cuts to make. I'll take an uncommon. And I can take another Chases on. I have a couple of Bubble Smugglers anyway. I got the knife, which I don't have any plan of playing, at least not in the main deck. Okay, I'm gonna cut both the setbacks. I like all of the other 4 mana cards more, and this is gonna be quite often a 3-drop, so I'm going to put that there. I don't know if I even care about the Hellion here, I probably don't. Offender can be a 3-drop, so I'm gonna put that there. This can be a 4-drop, and why do I say 4-drop? Well, this is 3 mana cheaper, aka a 2 mana card, when you sack a clue, or some other artifact, but I didn't take any. I don't have the other 4-drop, that was the option. The thing that makes those Thopters for a turn, you sack them at the end step. It's actually not even that great with this, because this is a sorcery. Anyhow. This is a 4 mana card because basically you sack a clue for 2 mana and then you cast this for 2 mana. So that's a 4 mana card. But let it be in the 5 mana slot. Yeah, these are the expensive cards. I would want to play all of them, but I might actually still cut like one of the person of interests in here. Let's see the cheap stuff. What is the easy cuts? I think the Felonious Rage is an easy cut. And I have 6 artifacts now. Double Detective Satchel. I don't know if I want to play the Case of the Filched Falcon. Because I have to cut some of the cards that investigate. Like that, one of the Chases Ons is going to be cut for sure. Now this gives you 4/4 flyer, which is nice. But is that so necessary? Because you also put it on a clue. So yeah, basically you kind of miss out on the card draw. Well, you can still sacrifice the creature if it's a clue. But of course you wouldn't want to sack your 4/4 flyer. But I guess the main idea is that if the opponent is using removal to get rid of rid of it, you can still sack it for a card. But I think it's a little bit too clumsy. I will cut that, and I think the candlestick might go away as well. Let's see the creature curve. This will be definitely a 17 land deck because I have 2 detective satchels, which are very mana hungry cards that give you extra cards. I have the bum 6 drop I want to be able to cast if I draw it. So I will definitely make one more card. I'm just checking out my 2 drops that 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess this is 6 cards I can play on turn 2 creatures, I mean, and a couple of galvanizes. This will be at least a 2 mana card, but let's put it to the 3 mana slot now. So the Scapegoat has the least utility in here because I guess it's mostly good for an early mystery key. But even then, because it has, menace, so it might connect early. But I think I have a couple of menace guys here. I have a few flyers in here. Yeah, this makes me flyers. I think I have enough for the mystery key to play this in the main deck. That is now 15 creatures, 8 non-creatures, out of which 1, 2, 3, 4 cards are actual removal spells. And then a trick. Yeah, so the amount of interaction is not a lot. There's the exit specialist too. And by the way, I don't like the smugglers at all here, because these are basically good at 6 mana. But I suppose I can just disguise these, and opponents quite often uses removal on disguise creatures when they can. So it's a good trade then when they choose to do that. It's not like I have other 2 mana cards I can play instead. I could cut 1 Bubble Smuggler and play the Scapegoat. Or maybe even play like a Felonious Rage here. Felonious Rage. No, I'm gonna play the 2 mana 2/1s here. They can block 2/2s and so on. Maybe I can sideboard differently if the 2/1 is really bad. And the Scapegoat would be better for some reason. But this will be the main deck. I didn't get any mana fixing, so 9/8. Suggestion says more mountains. No double blue cards, so that's a good suggestion. Let's go with this. Oh, Mistface by Mr. Key. This is amazing. I do need a 3rd land because I kinda don't want to play this on turn 2. Because I don't want them with any courage killing this guy. But if I don't throw the 3rd... Well, I can play the specialist on turn 2. So here's my idea. By the way, the opponent mulliganed to 5. Okay, well this could be easy. My idea is to play the spy turn 1, this specialist on turn 2, unless I get like a bubble smuggler. And then on turn 3 it's maybe the mystery key regardless of me drawing a land or not. But let's see what the opponent does. Alright, they kept 5 there, so of course I'm kind of a favorite based on that alone, but we'll see. I might never get my 3rd mana, but I got it, and now I can play the specialist. Just face up, I can play this face down if I want to, or maybe not. I just want them to play something to block the specialist, and that's fine. I can actually just take this trade. And now I will draw 3 cards. That's what Mystery Key does. All I have to do is connect with the creature. There's not even an option not to draw the cards. So don't equip if you don't want to draw them. I'm happy with my 3 cards. Alright, there's the dragon. And the opponent mulligan to 5. This is a good card though. And now I don't have a way to... Yeah, they are not going to block, but I'm going to attack still. But they are not going to block, it's pretty obvious. They're gonna get free clues here. But of course if they do block, I can galvanize it. I cannot draw a card with, to make this deal 5 now. But I guess they can have a few clues now that I got 3 cards there, and they did mulligan to 5, and this cracking those clues still is gonna cost mana. So okay, I'm taking the herring here for sure. If I can connect with the dragon, game will be over, of course. Let's do this. And the crook doesn't have anything to sacrifice, so I think I prefer dealing a bunch of damage now. They're gonna crack their clue and get another clue. They dealt 8 damage, and next turn I can play my dragon. Okay, they have a lot of red herrings. There's a makeshift binding which didn't target my dragon, so I hope they don't have... Okay, they could have another makeshift binding. If they have, that's a pretty darn good 5 card hand they had. Okay. So what they could have the 5 mana deal 4. In which case blocking with the incinerator would be horrible. Any single trick won't help. They can also have a galvanize to deal 5 after sacking a clue. So if I block the investigator, I think they will lose the investigator for sure. And then is that enough for me? I don't think it's enough for me. This thing tramples, so unless they can give this extra toughness... Yeah, this is really difficult now, because of course I could just block here and hope they don't have a galvanize or the other removal spell that can deal 4 damage. I'm gonna do this block. I would have died if I didn't block anything, but now that wasn't on the job. Well, I'm definitely killing all they have, so I can still play, of course, around hasters. And this will be a 2-turn clock regardless. I don't have to... I will have the crook here. I'm definitely having it regardless. But I'm gonna just somehow play it safer. But they might just have a lightning helix or a shock, and I will lose in that case. I will collect evidence for 2. And I'll get the X. No, it doesn't matter which one it is. They get the 1 card there, and then the other one will die. And then I will play my cornered crook with mana up for the galvanize if that's gonna be relevant. But shock will simply make them win. Or a lightning helix. So now they're cracking clues, that's at least a good sign. And this was the game where they mulliganed to 5. Alright, lightning helix is not in their deck, they wouldn't have tapped their mana that way. Shock. Well, I suppose. Oh man. Well, there it is. I mean, I can't blame them from I can't blame anything for the outcome. The only reason I even had a chance here was the incinerator, and they mulliganed to 5. So the only thing I could have done differently is to consider the existence of the on the job, which I actually should have done. I was really just concerned what kind of trick they can have to finish off the incinerator. Had I blocked with the Mistway Spy on the herring here, that would have been 4 damage prevented, and this shock would only, I would still have at 4. I wouldn't have had these, but I would be at 4 life. So that was a winnable game, but I didn't consider the most likely card that would be in their hand on the job. Well, maybe not the most likely, but definitely a very likely card to have in a deck such as that. Well, that was a pretty disappointing outcome. How can I win if I don't win even when they mulligan to 5? I need some early ways to deal with the stuff. I'm going to play the Felonious Rage here, I think. And I don't play my chases on because it's too expensive. And about the other stuff, I don't think I can... these Satchels might even be too slow here, but there's not much anything good to replace them with. This won't even work on their turn. It doesn't even give the +1/+0. This is purely an offensive card. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I don't know. Let's play around on the job a little bit better. Now this is a good hand because if I draw the mountain, I can torch the witness to get a clue and then use this to get a 2-for-1 with that. I'm gonna keep this. I don't like it, but I really hate to also mulligan. I can trade this guy with some of their herrings. Although I might play this face down also. They mulligan to 6 again, but let's see if that's gonna even matter. It definitely didn't matter in the previous game. Well, it almost mattered. Okay, that's exactly what I would prefer not to have. I'm gonna because it's possible I don't draw the mountain anytime soon and anything else to play. I'm gonna play this face down. Alright. Crime Stopper Sprite. Don't know if it's gonna matter. I'm just gonna play this face down now. Might even just trade here. I'm gonna hope to draw the mountain here. Not great. But I kept the risky hand, of course, but the payoff is so good if I get the mountain. The cornered crook will be just a 2-for-1. Because this is kind of a free clue. This trades with a creature and then you get a free clue. when X is enough. They have the investigator, so I can kill this if I draw the mountain, which they're even gonna... I hate this. I hate this. They are even gonna now get the clue because I cannot even cast my stuff here. If I just had a mountain here, I think I would be in an amazing shape. In just amazing shape. Yeah. Okay, well, I can lose this game. It doesn't matter. Sure. Okay, whatever. I'm done. I know I wasn't technically done because I get to play this 2-1 and I get to turn this face up, have some blockers here. But they, you know, they just keep getting those clues there. I'm just done. I've been losing my first game in so many of these drafts. I'm sorry, first match. It's actually ridiculous. I mean, I guess I had a couple of 3-0s not too long ago, but even the 2-1s I've had, it's always the first round losing. It's kind of demoralizing in the sense that you don't have a chance to get the... I'm gonna play both of these face down given the land situation. You already know in the first round that you won't have a chance for them. Okay, counter it. You know, chance for the trophy. Alright, so I think if they have a counter spell, they should just cast it. It's the best use for a reasonable doubt. Unless they had another 2-mana card to play. Alright, they have a missed land drops, which is bad news for me if they also kill this guy with the uncounterable removal spell. Because I have nothing to show. But of course, if they don't have an interaction, the 6-5 might be quite good. But now it could be the -X, and of course it is. Oh, oh come on, what is this? I had mana issues in the previous game, now I'm just flooding out. I don't like to be this negative, but this kind of is gonna get me. Alright, I can always draw the dragon, and maybe they don't have removal for that. I won't let them untap that guy. And that was a Snoop. Well, that would have actually survived with the Galvanize. Alright, dual age, and I have an offender at large, which I can use here as a ward. I can, you know, gamble here a little bit with the chases on. I feel like it's worth it, but they might have an interactive spell they can use here. But if they don't, this is a really good block. Let's see. Okay, well, I took a risk and it definitely punished me. But I can always draw my dragon. Or one of the satchels with this mana, this amount of mana, actually the satchels would be fantastic because the opponent is, thanks to my, you know, blocking, I'm at 17 here still. Okay. Satchel would allow me to also use this for 5 damage, because any clue will allow me to do that, of course. Technician, well, might as well do this, because I can turn it face up and still use the galvanize. Okay, I'm gonna block with a token and then try to finish it off. I don't want to double block necessarily here. Although, maybe it's not the worst. They have removal. Yeah, okay, I will double block, because then they might remove one of them, and then I can still deal at least 1 point of damage to the leech, and then finish it off with the galvanize. Okay, that was an out cold instead. Well, that means I have no blocks with these guys anytime soon. Alright, let's do this then. I'm not going to block with this guy, I want to get my clues, which allow me to use the galvanize to good effect. Now, I'm really tempted to play the mountain, but they could have the thing that makes me exile a card from my hand, because I might need all my lands to get the clue. Assuming I even can get them, but if I can connect with this guy and some other creatures at the same time, that will be strong. Okay, they have 4 mana for this thing. It can be a snoop, of course. No, they won't even. Oh man. I guess they don't want to attack into this with me having 5 mana. Exit Specialist. Now that is a good one. I think I'm gonna do now. This will cost 2 mana to turn face up. This costs 5 mana to bounce the leech and then attack with everything. Okay, so I don't think I have mana for everything. 5 mana plus 2 plus 2. Actually, I think I do. No, I don't. No, I'm not playing the Galvanize on this turn at all. All I need is 7 mana. This might be another Snoop, but if it's not, this will not be able to, eat Technician. If it's a Snoop, it can eat this guy, but I will get a couple of clues here. Alright, so Exit Specialist here. And then I can try to attack first, because they might have another out cold here. Bounce this guy. Yeah, let them... They might block my face down thing, but probably not. It could be ending badly if they choose to do that. Okay, that's good. Three clues coming my way. That's what I like to see. Okay. So next turn I can use the Galvanize for deal 5. This might need it. Yeah, I'm taking the damage. Okay, I can kill that thing. They have only 1 mana left. I'm actually winning this race. Okay, there's a Satchel, which is really fantastic, of course, because I already sacked a clue, so I can make a token here. Why wouldn't I? But I'm going to also use the Galvanize this turn. If they don't have a way to deal the 5, they will lose the game here. So I have drawn 2 or more cards now, so let's do this. And I can of course sack these clues. I have 4. The game won't probably take... I guess they can have a Brat effect. If they have a Brat effect, which they don't, I think I can... Yeah, well, now that they don't, I'm going to sack a clue here. I'm gonna get a couple of flyers here regardless. I don't have to get a token from every clue token I see here. I mean a Thopter token. Well, that's a bunch of lands. Let's maybe draw a spell, shall we? Alright. So this can't be blocked by 3 power creatures. Well, I'm just attacking with my 3 flyers and have my Cold Case Cracker then. Okay, they suspect their thing. They don't. I mean, I will pay the 2, of course. I guess they just wanted me to use it. Do they have like multiple of those things? Is there still a reasonable doubt in there? Alright, that's funny. I will pay for that too. That was a lot of effort to get a... And that's what, 3 reasonable doubts? That's something to keep in mind in next game. I will be double blocking this guy. Okay, well they bounced that thing and surveil 1. Now, even if they can interact with one of these guys, this is still not a lethal attacker. I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to double block. I guess there is the one uncommon that gives +2/+0. Yeah, I have to double block it, just to make sure I'm not dying to a pump effect. And I have to double block, because it is a menace creature. Oh, I double blocked with the wrong guys, because this is not a lethal attack. I could have done with a focus. I guess I'm still in a very good shape, but I mean now I don't offer a lethal attack here, because this is only 4 power. I could have used one of the 1/1s. I just thought that the ground guy is not as valuable, but actually it is when it can be the difference between lethal damage and not. Okay. Well, I'm getting a lot of lands. I'm happy to draw multiple cards per turn. Alright, Thoughts the Witness will be used on this thing for sure. I will pay the ward. This is not uncounterable. Might as well do this because I can. So 2 for the ward, and then at 1 black, I don't think it can really be much. So I'm gonna use like this would already be 4 damage. Well, it won't be 4 toughness. So I can now X equals 2, target this creature, pay for the ward, and they are not even interested in seeing what happens next, even though this is not a lethal attack, so it was a Basilica Stalker. Alright, so unless they sideboard these reasonable doubts out, I need to keep an eye on them. Okay, well I suppose it looked bad, and I flooded a lot here. Yeah, this was the game where I played this in a risky manner and I got punished, and I still ended up winning because I think at the final possible moment I drew the Detective Satchel. I have 2 of these in the deck though, and that helped me of course beat this flood of lands. Alright, so they have a lot of interactions, so I don't like the chases on in here. I might like my own sudden setback. How about this thing? Non-land card. You may cast a copy, so it doesn't apply only to permanents but also to spells. Not very good with the Slice from the Shadows though, because when you cast this without paying its mana cost, you obviously have X equals 0. Well, they have nothing really I'm that interested in getting back, and I think the blue cost really is a big constraint here. So I don't want to use that. But I will put maybe Scapegoat. Could that be useful? I don't know if it is gonna be that useful. Candlestick. Should I try the candlestick? It's really kind of awkward, but I like it more than the knife. The reason I don't care about the setback that much is that I have so much expensive things. I'm gonna give a chance to the candlestick here. Alright, that's not a bad hand at all. I might miss on the 3 drop, but I have a couple of draws before that's going to happen. Smuggle there. Okay, I don't miss a 3 drop. I don't mind the trade here, so that's why I played it now pre-combat. You could play the herring post-combat so that it can block once, but that was fine outcome. I actually want things to just trade off because the satchel will give you a advantage later in the game. I think I'm just gonna block with this guy too, because once I'm at 5 mana I will be cracking these maybe. Okay. Neither of these die now. And I can play my cracker, which isn't the greatest against the 1-4, but with the candlestick it's actually not the worst either. Oh, look at that. This can be countered though, and they have a ton of those things, but yep, I can now do this. Oh, they didn't choose a slice from the shadows. They might have another one in their hand, because they have to choose one from 2, the other one goes to graveyard. They choose something else than a slice. Okay, they don't have any artifact to get rid of. Now that I am... Yeah, I'm just gonna attack with both here. Because I do have the offender at large, and it will be actually quite nice if they... regardless of how they block. If they block with the criminologist, I'm actually happy with that too. They might take this damage, and now I have the question of... Do I want to deal... Now I'm dealing 5. I could be dealing 10. And if I don't turn this face up, I will play the candlestick and the satchel. But I will also have a 5-4 on the next turn this way, so let's do this. Now I hope they use their resources to deal with this board, and my incinerator will be free to roam here. Next turn I can also play Satchel, sack a clue, and get a 1-1. Oh, Etrata. Is one of these assassin? No, wizard and detective. Sure. Okay, well... Well. I have here very different lines, and one thing I actually quite like is just to equip the cold case cracker with the candlestick and force them to make a decision about going to 4 or sacking the snoop. Of course I can just play the dragon and hope they don't have a removal spell on it. And I can also play the detective Satchel. And get a 1/1 to maybe block the Etrada with it. If I attack with this, they will most likely block with the criminologist. I think I'm gonna do this attack still. Get rid of the criminologist here, it's fine. I should have used some... Yeah, I think I made a mistake. Because now I didn't represent any instant here. I could have just done it by using some stops, because now they had an easy block. Imagine if I had some kind of trick, like the first strike trick. That would have been more difficult for them to make the blocking decision, but oh well. The question is, dragon or not? I guess I like the fact that they can have those counter spells, and this allows me to play this before they can counter it. But it could be just a murder they have. Or the bounce spell, or something like that. Also, they are now actually... they can now connect with Etrata. That's... I wasn't supposed to attack with this, maybe, because I could block the Etrata with it. Oh man, I am such a fool. They're gonna get my thing now. It's still not gonna matter if I just, if they don't have anything for the dragon here. But they might have. Well, not much to. Alright, we'll see. They might have the other slice from the shadows, and it's not now gonna be enough. They're gonna make this into a 1/1, and the fairy snoop will eat it. So I don't think I was supposed to still play the candlestick in here, because I want to now play the satchel and sack a clue, and I mean I can play the candlestick, but I didn't have mana to equip it. Yeah, I think my dragon just isn't gonna work in this game. Yeah, they had... this is so annoying. I think I could have played this game so much better. Okay, that's pretty sweet to get the double satchels, but and now I just have to hope that my double block on the Etrata will work. And they don't have more interaction. Because then I'm just going to... Okay, they get the dragon now. Oh man, I get to taste my own medicine. And I think my bounce... No, my bounce creature is still somewhere in the deck. I can bounce this to my hand if I draw that particular card. That's not it. So, I'm gonna have to just friggin' die. I don't know if this is even funny. Imagine that you have two of these satchels going on, and they still are in big trouble here. I can save one of my guys. I'm gonna have to let them connect with Etrata here. Well, it doesn't even matter who I save. I will have one of these tokens left. So, yep, get some. I mean, it's so annoying to play around everything that a blue-black deck can have at instant speed. Of course, with perfect information, if I had somehow knowledge about their hand, I could just make the plays that would prevent the blowouts. Because, for example, on that turn I had the candlestick in here. Oh, this is gonna make this indestructible. Alright, I can still... I have to block it with everything, but I can still draw the thing that makes me bounce it. But that might just not be enough anymore. I can't let it connect because it will rat my board anyway, so I might as well do this. And I might as well do this jump block here. So they don't get to do that Etrada thing. And now I need to get the bounce thing and hope it's still gonna be enough. Which it might be. I do need to draw it first. I need 5 mana to do the bounce. So one more draw. One more draw. And it has to be it. Okay. Well, I don't know, sudden setback starts to be interesting now with the jetsam here. Maybe, don't know really. The candlestick, well, didn't really have time to shine, but I'm gonna have my own instant speed trick here. It is an expensive one, but let it be an expensive one. I'm gonna play one of those, and that's it. I have the mystery key, so I'm gonna keep this. I have the Mistway Spy for the mystery key. I know it's gonna be difficult to have a one-lander here, but I think this is just so good if I get to draw it. I need to draw it immediately though. Yep. I have had way too many of these bad starting hands with the 17 card decks. 17 land decks, not card. The thing is, the opponent has a lot of interaction. So if I play this now, my spy will be just non-existent on the next turn. But if I play just a 2-drop, it's a different story. I'm gonna play this and try to just get another land drop. And I'm losing my voice also. And the opponent has. Well, I guess with the Etrada, I mean the Strider, they had all the mana anyway, and now they have an Etrada, and I got the land here, but how do I deal with an Etrada? I have no clue. That's such a good card. But oh well. Thoughts the Witness will deal with it. I would have preferred to draw a land there, but I guess I'm have to be happy that I drew in the end. After keeping a 1-lander, I got these, you know, 2 lands here. So now the thing is, they might have those counter spells, which are gonna make me really have trouble. Yeah, that's not very good. Because I could just, you know, kill Etrata now if they didn't have a counter spell. Right. Now if they have a counter spell, they're gonna counter whatever I play here. So I might as well play like Mana Efficient and do this, because it is not relevant to try to get the clue for the... Oh, they did not have it. That's amazing, because now if I draw a land, I'm not gonna attack with anything. I can play the Cornered Crook, sack the clue, kill the Phantom, for instance. Yeah, I think I'm going to block the Strider here. Yeah, let's try it. If they have a trick, I'd rather them deal with these pretty nonsense creatures rather than some actual stuff I have. That was not, sadly, a land. I really needed a land here. I can use a suspicious detonation. It can't even be countered. So maybe one of these will have to now be. I'm gonna get a. Yeah, I'm gonna get stuff for the crew later on. I will just do this because I can do the detonation. I need to draw a land here. ASAP. Thank you. So now it is just going to be the detonation on, for instance, no idea which of these, but let's do this. This can't be countered by the ward ability or any other counterspell effect. And I chose... I guess I chose well enough, because this could be a 6-5 on the next turn. They prevent my evidence collection. I'm still just going to not attack. I don't think I'm gonna block either, but I'm not gonna win the game with the 1 damage this thing can deal. You know, over the course of those couple of turns. I just wanted to leave it untapped because maybe they could have like some kind of a enhancement for one of the creatures, and I don't want to take too much damage. Alright, so now dragon time. That really is the best thing for me. I guess I can play an exit specialist and bounce a thing. I can play a satchel and get a token. But now that they have this thing, it is not great. I just don't like the fact that... No, I'm gonna at least be able to play the dragon here. And maybe they have an answer for it, but at least I tried to do it. Because the dragon will win the game if they can't deal with it. And if they attack with the criminologist, I am going to block with the 1-1. If they attack with the face down card, well, I have to respect the fact that they might have -X here. So I'm going to not block with the dragon in any case. They can make it into a 1-1. Okay, so they are gonna have the bounce spell or something, most likely. Which means that I have to now make a decision about what to do pre-combat, if anything. I will try the Technician, because I will play the Crime Stopper sprite on the next turn. No, sorry, on this turn. If my Incinerator fails. Because I want to keep the Criminologist untapped. Tapped. Maybe they have an exile target attacking creature. I could have played this face up and save my guy, but bouncing it is a very clumsy way to save it. Alright, so is there an ability that prevents a trigger from happening? I have here 2, I have here what, 6. I'm just gonna maximize this evidence. Alright, well that should be game. Playing this now. They might still have a Wrath effect, but I have the Satchel to you know, rebuild. That was one turn too late. I'm not proud with you know, about winning with the dragon, but of course sometimes you win, sometimes you lose thanks to bomb race alone. Alright, so I guess I'll just kill this guy. I can pay the ward here, and then I can. I think they are not gonna block, or if they are, I don't necessarily care. Yeah, so I let them trade with either of these ground guys, and if they don't, I get to, you know, I guess they have to because they're at 11. But this also goes to face. But now they didn't do that in the face. So I think I'll just sack my Thopter and kill that thing. Yeah, them being at 2 isn't as good as this thing being dead. Smuggler here. Alright. Now this is just a lethal. I even have the sudden setback to make it sure if they have something weird with 1 mana. Alright, that was kind of a, I don't know, frustrating match, but of course I won it. I think I'm mostly frustrated about my own plays. I didn't play my A game here in this matchup. Okay, on the draw, hand is decent enough. And I will most likely trade this. Well, let's see if I... No, well, let's see what they play on turn 2. I think I will play this on turn 2 anyway, because I have then the option to use this on turn 3. Yeah, no reason to do otherwise. If they attack with this so that it doesn't fly, what am I supposed to do here? Well, that's not a... thing I need to worry about right now. Okay, I think I want to just galvanize the Phantom. This could be the 3-2 that dies into a 2-2, but I think I'm still fine with that. I don't need to raise here given that I have the Satchel here. If I get to play the long game, the Satchel will give me enough value here. So I'm gonna just do this before they even untap. And I'm gonna block here. This could also be just a Gardener or something, which still gets them value. But at 4 mana it can't be anything too dangerous. I will be blocking here. And yes, I could have passed with the chases on up, but I really didn't feel like it. Okay, now I'll just have my Cracker. Yeah, I don't want to pass with all mana up, because there's a chance I don't have an opportunity to use the chases on, and that's a horrible turn for me to not use my mana. Now there's a 5 mana, so this can be a 5/5. I mean, I don't see why wouldn't I double block. This is gonna give me a clue regardless. It can be a 5/5, whether it could be the green-white hybrid, which would make it a 5/5 because it's a 4/4 that gets counters based on the number of other creatures. It can be the... Okay, I'm gonna do this and we'll see what happens. It was a 5/5, so I'm totally happy with this trade. And then I can just... well, I'm at 18 thanks to my blocking plays, and now I can play the Satchel, which I hope will survive, and then I can start making those 1/1s. This could be the creeper that actually at 6 mana reveals into a destroy an artifact or enchantment, but at least maybe they didn't have the 6th land. Okay, the sentry is good. Opponent, that is so unfair. And it's also unfair that my draws are very unexciting. Oh, come on, what is this? Well, I guess that might help, unless they have, of course, the exile target creature gain 2 life. But they killed my thing, so I need to do something to try to win. Okay, please empty your hand. No removal in your hand, please. I mean, I have to go all in with this guy. There's no way. Why? Didn't I have 2 mana there? Had I? I don't know what happened there. I think I was supposed to sack that, but maybe I didn't have the mana or I actually misclicked. But this, thanks to drawing yet another land, there's no other way than to play this thing. Well, I could have cracked this and then I don't have mana to play this thing, so now it all depends on if they have a way to deal with the incinerator. I'm not even that lucky about drawing this. Look at how, miserable land count this is. The only way for me to even have a chance to win is to use the incinerator here. Yeah, no blocks. I'm gonna take 4+. I guess this is unlikely to get a huge amount of buff. Now if they make this into like a 5 power, this could be a 6/6 if it's the same thing as this. 6 plus that would be at 3 then. They could have double pump spells. They could have +3/+3 and then +2/+2. So if I block this thing, I will lose the dragon. And if I don't block and they have that, that's 11 damage. I will survive. So I guess there's no other chance than to take this. And I wonder what this is. They haven't turned it face up. It could be the thing that actually makes this. They could tap it, but why wouldn't they? Well, let's first see what this is gonna give me. Am I gonna? I think I'm gonna rather play the person of interest because I can't play and equip this and have mana for this. I'd rather have the blocker if they somehow deal with this dragon. Okay, they don't, so this should be game. I'm gonna gain exile like 8. Should I have everything? If they have multiple pumps here. That's 12. Okay. Take action. Just get everything. That does mean that the next turn it's not gonna do that much, but I just wanted to make sure that these are gone. And it was a Vengeful Creeper. Oh, it was a Vengeful Creeper. I'm gonna play this now. There's no reason to not show it to them. So they just didn't have the 6 lands to reveal it. Menace guy gets the key and then they can make this tapped now. If it's the 3/2 flyer. Okay, it was not. So, I mean, then I'll just... Well, there's no point offering to trade with the detective because he's gonna die anyway. So let's see, the triggers go when this deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice this. When this deals combat damage to... Okay, so I can stack the triggers so that this will be in the graveyard. I guess this won't have 3 toughness when they flip it face up. Because I could use the chases on to get more, you know, evidence to my graveyard, but I don't think it's necessary now. So, first, this will be sacrificed. Exactly. And then I can collect evidence for 2. And this gets dealt 2 damage. And it was a dog walker. Okay, well, when flooding out, have a dragon that wins the game, and the opponent doesn't have a removal. If they didn't use the make your move on my satchel, they would have had it for the incinerator. But of course, using it on the satchel was totally reasonable move to do. I feel like the chases on is going to be okay. It's not so great when they have 3 mana up, because they can then kill the high-powered creature with this. The creeper will be good against me. I have multiple artifacts, 5. I am not going to cut all of them. I think I can play the 1 chases on. Yeah, I don't think I need really any changes in this deck. Maybe like the setback, but it's just so expensive. I'd rather play my creatures. So I'm gonna have this same deck. And it's time to have 1 lander, but I'm not going to keep this. The opponent also mulligans. And this is fine as long as I find the optimal card to get rid of. I mean, I have only 2 mana 2/1s in here. One of them will go. They kept 6. Bubble Smuggler is the biggest in the end, but is the least useful in the meanwhile. Yeah. I guess it's a 2/2 as well. I mean, it's my 3-drop. Okay, Bystander goes away. No, this is my 3-drop. But then again, if I play this on turn 2, which is gonna be happening, this on turn 3, would I rather have a Bystander or a Bubble Smuggler? I guess... Yeah, I guess the Bubble Smuggler can be better if I draw a bunch of lands. Yeah. Okay, that's not a bad one, because they might have the 1/3 golden uncommon, which I do want to get rid of this exact guy. And I think the Surveil can wait. I'm just gonna get rid of it. It is too good to leave it on the battlefield. Okay, I have a good play on the next turn. I'll have my specialist here. Alright, who knows? Maybe the smuggler will be a 6/5 in here. And the innocent bystander wouldn't be doing much at this point. Mystery Key. That will be good with the Menace guy. Yeah, there's no point attacking it. They would just block with the 1/3 most likely, so let's threaten some more blocks in here at least. This could be a dog walker. If it is... Yeah. Alright. This thing costs 2 mana to turn face up. I think I'm going to wait with the key now that I don't have that great. I mean, if they did not have this mana, I would just happily equip the mystery key on the person of interest and force them to double block or let me draw 3. And then I could trade with this guy. But if this is a dog walker, it's not such a good trade for me, and then they will have the 1/1s which allow this mystery key to be blocked for a long time. So I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna play the automaton for the surveil and then leave mana up for this guy. It's not bad, but it's not immediately useful either. But I think I can play a slow game where I will. Actually, I could now play the mystery key. No, I don't want to show it to them because they have a ways to remove it. I kind of want to just play this on a turn. Yeah, that was a dog walker. Play it on a turn when I can connect immediately, maybe with the flyer or someone. Even the menace creature would work, but at this board state they are going to have. Okay, this is going to be on the job, right? So this is a 2/1. I'm gonna bounce one of the tokens. This actually does mean I will get my mystery key working. So I'm going to block here, and I'm going to block here, and I think I'm gonna block here, but I will just be bouncing this one of the tokens then. Yep. Well, the ones that is gonna try to kill this. Yep, that's on the job. That happened, and now I could even bounce the consultant and just let these trades happen. But remember, these are 1/1s. I mean, both of them are gonna die now. Do I care about the 2/2? Maybe I'll make them recast that guy. Yeah, I can just trade with the 1/1s. This is fine. I'm gonna get such a good turn with the mystery key here now. Do I want to leave which kind of mana up? I'm not playing this as a 2/1, so maybe it won't matter too much. My 2 drops are mostly... I actually can't remember now. Whatever. I'm gonna leave blue mana up. Draw 3 here. Okay, that's fine. I can have another galvanize. If they have something that doesn't have disguise. I guess they can have the consultant, but I'm not going to galvanize the consultant now. There's no point. Yeah, I really like the mystery key. I think it is a really nice card. Sometimes you have to do a little bit of work to get the 3 cards, but it's still gonna be pretty good. Alright, Phantom is gonna be the one that dies. And I think I will just play the person of interest, because I'd rather use my... because otherwise I can just play the smuggler face down and nothing else. This way I can on the next turn play the chases on if it's needed, and then I can still play this face down, and then at some point, you know, I will have the 6 mana to turn it face up. The opponent has been stuck at this 4 lands for quite a while. But I'm of course now quite a bit ahead with my menace guys, and their 3 mana 2/2s are not really good in this situation. And I have the chases on here for a punishment. So I can just attack with everything. If they double block something, I will use the chases on. They could have something for the 1 mana. I guess the 1 mana can be the green spell that gives a creature plus X, where X is the number of creatures. So this would be like a 4/4. So if they double block a person of interest, in that case, I'm just going to put the face down card first. Alright, none of that happened. I don't need to use the trick now, I'll just have the smuggler. And pass the turn. I don't mind if they attack here. Alright, now they have the 5th mana, so this could be the thing that turns into a 5/5. You know, a 4/4 plus the number of other creatures they have. Not a problem right now. Because this also can be used to as a 3 damage to face spell if the opponent like taps out. And I can do that safely. Yeah, I think I can just attack with everything. Okay, they don't even want to consider turning this face up, so they went for the card draw and now they have access to at most 3 mana because they played a land this turn. Alright, this should be rather easy now. They can't keep taking damage and their blocks are not very good. Okay, so imagine this. I actually am winning a game without the dragon. Now this would be nice, but I actually don't have... This is a total of 5 mana to face down and undisguise. Or you know, disguise and then turn face up. Then I won't have mana for the chases on, and I want to have this option available. So let's do this attack and see how they block. Now this is lethal because I can make a 6 power guy here. Okay, they go for the double block there. Which is of course making it very easy for me to do this, because this is not lethal. If I turn this face up, they take 8 and I don't have mana for this. So I'd rather, you know, kill both of these and not lose my own guy. And they are done. So it was a Night Watch and a Creeper. At this point it actually again starts to be relevant that am I supposed to play around the Wrath effect because white has one. Maybe playing this face down would not have made much sense. I mean, would have made some sense of course to apply more pressure, but in this board state, assuming they don't concede, I think it's better to play around the Wrath. Because my board is so good here that I don't need an additional creature here. But they conceded, they don't have a Wrath in their deck, and match is over. Alright, so again I think, did I lose the first match? And yeah, I did. Yeah, that first game in the event was the one where I had the Dragon Eater. Did I have the Dragon to Eater board or... Anyway, they mulliganed to 5 there. No. Yeah, that was the one. Well, it was good for the opponent, winning with all that burden they had there. I did like the deck, but the Bubble Smugglers were not the optimal 2-drops. I just had to play some 2-drops, but my late game was mostly about the Satchels Incinerator, which all are mana-hungry cards. I don't often have the disguise cost for this. So I'm not even sure what are the blue uncommon 2-drops, common 2-drops. I don't think there really is that great variety. I guess there's the 3/2 that can attack only if you have drawn 2 cards, but I don't like that much either. Yeah, you just have to play these a little bit suboptimal cards sometimes. But when you have the strong late game, it's definitely worth it, because with these kind of 4-drops, you don't want to be too behind when you start applying these things. Right, well, Dragon won a couple of games, but that's what it does. And, well, another 2-1. Maybe a trophy run will follow at some point. Let's hope I win the next match, the next match, which is the first match of the next event, because I think I have had so many first match losses that I'll take it from the 17 lands, but I feel like a lot of these drafts lately have started with a loss, and of course that makes 2-1 the best result you can have in those. Claim this prize anyhow, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.